Hi, my name's Claire Clotty, Brothers with No Game, bringing to you season 2 of So He Says. I cannot wait to get into conversation with these lovely gentlemen. We've got Jimmy, we've got Ruben, and we've got Chris, and we're about to have some man talk. Man talk. I really want to understand, and I know some of the viewers want to understand what men really mean when they say certain things, when they do certain things. The first thing I really want to know is, what's the most romantic thing you've ever done for a woman? I'm going to go to Jimmy. I said romantic, Jimmy.
I know.
That's the word I
See,
use.
my thing is I'm not into your typical romance. All the stuff that's out there that's already pre-written, and no disrespect to your flowers thing.
No
that's fantastic.
No problem, disrespect.
But I've only ever sent one woman flowers in my life, and we weren't even together, so it wasn't actually a romantic gesture. It was,
so other women haven't deserved to feel special in that way, Jimmy?
No, but I do other things, like, say for instance now, if I feel that I can see something I can do for you that actually benefits you. Like, so say for instance, if you have a business idea that you've been trying to get together, I might just, and I have before, go and actually get that started for you, put that package together, go on 123reg.com and buy you the domain name and those kind of things. Like, to me, that's more romantic than chocolates and flowers and things like that. So I've done things like that.
So that you can get a percentage of your final.
Let me know if you think that is very romantic.
Alternative lovers.
Please let me know.
Jeez.
Ruben, alternative.
Alternative lovers and businessman. I once made a girl egg on toast.
What?
In Paris.
No, in Newham. Right, here's the thing with this thing, right? Because if I say the most romantic thing I've done,
You can't do it
what
again.
that does, you can't do it again.
That's why I said that. That's why I said mine are all in my head.
Also, any girl before that would probably be judging for the rest of their life, and any girl after that would say, "Well, you got to top that, or this just ain't happening." I set this whole treasure hunt up for my ex. Right, so she came home one day. She went into her room. As far as I remember, I took the light bulb out. She pressed the thing, didn't turn on. She had to use a torch. Looked around. Hanging from the light bulb was an envelope. She opened the envelope, and it says, "You're now on a mission. You have 2 days to complete this." And she was on a mission to, over the next 2 days, to find clues in and around her house and her local area. Just to go around and find these clues. Some Next Games Master thing, some Crystal Maze hype. And then she got those, and she had to spell out a word. Then she had to send me a text, a code, and then I texted her back to meet me at a certain place with a bag and a passport, and just take the next 2 days off.
Wicked.
Ask about me.
I think we need to give Ruben a round of applause for that one.
People judge me. They think I'm just,
You're making it harder for the rest of us. You're making it harder for the rest of us.
What I do want to know, that I may be able to contribute to, is what can a woman do to really make you feel special?
On my gooch, there's a certain spot.
On your what?
On my gooch.
What is your gooch?
It's the space in between my anus and my balls.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, guys? There's a certain spot.
Makes you feel special, makes you feel good.
A lot better than good.
Okay. Ladies, the gooch.
Interesting.
Chris is cradling himself right about.
I was thinking we were talking about examples like driving me somewhere nice, but you just went straight in. Okay.
Oh, special, bro.
Okay, special.
You ever got gooch pulsated? I don't know.
I can't say.
No.
Feeling special and not really expecting much. I've heard those things coming from you guys' mouths. Do you have a secret checklist? Do you have an expectation of the one? And if she doesn't tick all of those boxes, does she get checked off?
Yeah, I've got that secret checklist, but like I said, it's a secret. So there'll be
give me a couple of examples on the checklist.
The thing is, right, it's a job specification sheet, really, isn't it? Now,
is it actually typed up?
It was at one point.
Fellas, have you actually written it down? Like,
I can't say that I've written it down, but yeah.
Jimmy's answering this question. Yeah. Do you want to finish?
Because you know when you go to Total Jobs now, and it's got the job expectation form in it. We need somebody. We need somebody who can do this. We need somebody who can do that. And you sit there and lie to yourself. Yeah, I can do that. Yep, I'm excellent at Excel. Me Excel? What? PowerPoint? I'm a PowerPoint genius. You tell a woman your expectations in a partner. They then, and even men, you then go and try and to balance yourself out to be that because you want to get the job. So no, I don't tell people, but yes, there is one in my head, and I do tick them off. And if it gets to a point where we get into a point in the relationship where things are going great, yeah, I'll go and relay back to them and say, these are all the things that made me say, yeah, cool, it's you. Or if we get to the opposite side of it, I'll say to them again, these are all the things that are the reasons why we don't work. Like, say, for instance,
like a manager.
I'll give you one. For instance, I think I'm now allergic to weave. So it's got to the point where I will sit
Even
there,
if they're natural underneath the weave.
We'll show your natural hair. What are you hiding under the weave?
Because it might just be pepper grains.
Why have we always got to go with the pepper grains?
I'm sure you dropped this before.
Yeah,
He
pepper grain
loves
pum pum we talked about in the last time.
It's the pepper grains.
Yeah, but she might not be exactly. That's why she's putting a weave on. She's not
No,
happy with
she
her.
just might want to change that.
I prefer someone to
or
be
it-
happy with themselves.
Momentarily.
I prefer someone to be comfortable within their own skin.
They are comfortable underneath the weave.
I'm not.
Okay, so it's just not your thing. Okay, so you would actually check someone off even though they had real massive afro underneath the weave and you hadn't seen it yet, but you would
I
just
asked
say
that, and that's
no.
a question I asked like, early in the dating process. Like, if I am sitting down with someone and I want to find out if they are weave addicted, I will ask, like, is this a constant thing? Is it just for this season? Do you have pictures of you with your own hair? I ask these
So
questions.
basically, who are you?
Yes.
Oh wow!
Would I be able to recognise you if you remove all of this? Like,
Wow.
Is it are you worried about the cost to yourself?
no, it's nothing to do with cost. I just want to know that
Do you contribute to the cost of a woman getting her hair done?
I have done, but it's more a case of I just want to see you. You know, they say, some men don't want to wake up next to a woman in the morning and see what she looks like. No. I want to see you with a little bit of sleep in the corner of your eye. I want to know what you look like at your realist.
Yeah, realist. Very good choice of words there.
Checklist. Really.
Yeah, I've got a checklist, and it's got all my male friends' names on it. So I go and holler at all of them to see if they've already slept with her.
Oh mate.
That's my checklist. But then also I copy.
real,
So
though.
then what I do is you Google the lady, the woman.
Do you actually Google women?
You go on LinkedIn, see
You
if she's
actually
who
do
she
that?
says she is, and then you copy and paste that and go into Pornhub and you put it in there and you press return to see if she's who she says she is. And if all of them pass, go to Yates for a drink.
Yates.
Yates is good, you know.
Joking, not Yates.
What, you don't like
Pray.
Yates? Yates is good.
For a drink.
I've got vouchers at Pray. When I was younger, I had my ideals, right? But as you get older, life just slaps the hope out of you, and you start to kind of realise that you just must take someone for who they are. And so, like, it's all now down to a one-to-one basis. There isn't necessarily an ideal. I might walk past a poster and be like, oh my God, she looks amazing. But then I wouldn't expect that to materialise in my life, especially because of the man I am. That's it. I don't necessarily have an actual checklist. Do you know what I mean? Do
Chris,
you?
do you?
No, but this is a very interesting question because someone recently asked me why is it that guys will be with a girl for 2 years, 10 years even, stop seeing her. Throughout the course of that whole relationship, they were like, we're not getting married, not interested in that, blah, blah. 6 months later, they'll meet a woman, married, kids, blah, 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 blah.
I've never understood that.
But it did make me think that even though I don't have a checklist, what it is if you've been single as a guy for a long time, you meet someone, you get into a relationship, and that relationship goes on for a while, and you're learning about that person. You learn what you do like, you learn what you don't like. You actually can develop your checklist as the relationship's going on.
Yeah.
And my answer to that person, sorry to bring this all around again, was that what probably happened is that guy developed his checklist, then realised the woman he was with isn't the one for him.
Right.
But now he has his checklist.
Trial and error.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you've driven to a location once when you didn't know where you were going, you're going all over the place. Once you've been there once as a driver, you know where you're going now.
Yeah.
Anything that a woman does that really annoys you, you know, in the courting process, that really annoys you.
If you're talking to someone and there's clearly a second point of view and they really do not want to see that point of view, that's not something that's going to work for me at all.
Because they got to see your point of view.
not even
Not
mine.
to see the wider
Yeah, they have to
first,
be
yeah.
open to.
Absolutely. And there's
See,
some people
that's
who
something
only
I get
see
that, I
their
get that.
point and their friend's point. And that's it, and that's a one.
I'm going to watch this back and write that down because normally I describe that in one single word and it seems to be causing me more problems than good. I describe that as ignorance
Right.
because that's what it is. You're ignorant to
That's a
what is
trigger
beyond
word,
your own
though.
thinking. It is. It's a trigger
Yeah,
word. And it's
defense
caused me
mode straight
problems.
away.
Yeah, it's caused me many a problem in the past. So I'm going to remember that. Thank you, Chris. That's why you're here.
Ruben. Anything that's just like a no.
She must bathe. Do you
Your
know what I mean?
expectations are really...
No, I mean, let's get to basics here. I'm sure, I mean, it sounds horrible, doesn't it? But you go out with someone, you're like, wow, she looks good. Wow. Smells like deep fried gremlins. up
Question
in this
actually on
bitch.
that. It's a question on that. Do you allow it the first time?
What,
Just
deep
in
fried
case-
gremlin beer?
But I'm saying it might be a one-off.
It might be that
All
she
right,
had
no, no,
something
okay, all
really
right.
strong to eat, or she drank beer, or
Or
something.
she ran because she was late and she sweated out.
She
But
might have
it-
been in the gym before, getting her press-ups in, getting
No,
herself
but there
together.
must be a reason for the deep fried gremlin smell.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you go a second time to find out if it was just that once?
I think the younger me wouldn't have. The older me, with less options, would probably go back and say, yo, is it... Do you know what I mean? Like,
So is it the bathing, or is it actually a certain smell? If a woman, if her pheromones aren't
I mean,
really getting you in the right
I'll put
place.
it this way: cleanliness is a massive thing
Okay.
to me. Cleanliness is a massive thing. Also, kind of seconding what you said, I start to get turned off women or just friends and human beings in general that always assume when they say all people are like this or everything's like this. You know, men are like this. Men, full stop. Men. Everyone. Like, if you cannot open your mind to the idea that everyone is different within themselves, we can't get along.
Okay.
And sooner or later, there's going to be a clash there.
So this really interesting card game, Chris. You're going to make a lot of money here. Can I get a slice? Can I get a slice?
Yeah, absolutely.
What he really thinks, card game that has been created by Chris. There's lots of different elements to the card game. We've got men's language, which is what we're kind of talking about now, but we'll get into love and sex, money and finance, and the last one, when you're out together. That's going to be very interesting. But this one is very, very interesting. It's a true or false survey. You can get involved. He's not that into you if he makes the excuse that he's really busy without giving an explanation.
You're messing up the game, bro.
So I've been told by many, I've
Ladies.
lost many friends to this game. Many.
I've been here. Have you been here? He's not really that into you if he makes the excuse that he's really busy without giving an explanation.
False. I shall back it for the testosterone.
False.
False.
First word. True or false?
It's neither or.
First word. True or false?
I'm gonna have to run with false, isn't it? Like,
Okay.
I've got places to go in life.
For reasons of balance and because both these gentlemen are lying, that's absolutely true.
No, because
no.
during that time, he was working on a surprise for you.
Yeah.
But now you've lost him. That
Well,
attitude.
wasn't that? It just wasn't that important where I was. I'm busy. Like, it just wasn't that important.
Yeah.
I
Plus,
wasn't doing
don't
anything
women like
major.
an air of mystery?
Can't get in
Don't
contact
you?
the next.
Well, you want me there all the time. Hello, I love you. Hello.
I would quite like that actually.
Send,
to be
send,
honest.
send you WhatsApp
Not all the
updates.
time,
Send
but
me
I would.
constant updates.
I
I'm
would
at the
like.
end of the road. I'm on the
Do you
corner
know
of the
what I
road.
mean? Yeah.
I'm in the
Just
sweet
tag
shop.
me.
I'm
Just
just looking
Google
at
tag me.
I
innit?
would like for
On an
you
app.
to add to this, Chris.
The
Yeah.
reason why both these men are lying
Mm-hmm.
is because,
Point blank.
as we all know, when a guy wants to meet up with a woman, he will make the time.
Ka-ching.
He's never, ever too busy to see a girl he really likes. It's just that's
Ka-ching.
those two things. It's an oxymoron. I really like you, but I'm busy. No,
What if you had
That's
to go
like
to a
saying-
funeral?
no.
Then
no.
you say, right?
There's things going on out here,
But
bruv.
then you
The-
say, right?
Yeah, and the word busy implies not now, maybe later on. Please leave me alone.
I do that. I'm
You say
as much
please
as I'm an
leave me alone.
extrovert, I'm also quite reclusive every now and then. So there are times where I don't want to be around people. So as much as I like you, I don't want to be around you today, but I'm into you. So I will return with I'm busy, and then because of what I do, I can use I'm busy and not really get any questions because I am generally busy.
But the truth is, again, I'm sorry, Mr. Swagger, is that if you really
Mr.
like the girl, she
Swagger.
will never think you're too busy because you'll be texting, you'll be emailing,
You'll be
making
communicating
some
what
kind
your
of form
feelings
of
are.
communication.
But-
Do you see what I'm saying?
No.
That-
So you
You'll
could
be
let her know
communicating.
that
Listen.
on that at that time you can't meet up because of this,
Right.
and then you
Right.
say okay, you say okay, but
exactly.
Okay, yeah,
There's
yeah.
never an I'm
Okay.
too busy if you really like the person.
oh yeah, okay,
Totally.
fair play.
Okay, last question. Introvert or extrovert? Jimmy, you were just talking about the fact that you're a recluse sometimes. That's an
Yeah,
interesting
as much
choice
as
of
I'm an
words.
extrovert, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so in your woman, introvert or extrovert?
I like people who are multifaceted. Be an extrovert and but at certain times know when to bring that in and be an introvert.
Okay.
Yeah, like if we're out at a nice dinner, don't be like extra loud and like that. Don't be the classic
Don't have
case.
an opinion.
Don't be that classic case of extra loud if we're in a nice quiet environment. Like know when to balance it. Like and also have that ability
Settle.
to be able to just be
Leave that
yourself
word
if you
alone.
want to be quiet for a while and you just want to chill in yourself. Be able to do that and feel that it's okay. So like I'm either or, but I would generally steer away from someone who was one or the other.
So there's a book by a guy called Paul Carrick-Brunson on relationships. It's so dope. It's so dope. And what I learned in the opening chapters of that book is that there's certain types of personalities that are complementary to each other. And in this case, the introvert and the extrovert, the extrovert is the promoter, going around loud, promoting, kind of peacockish. And then the introvert in that scenario would be someone that's quite behind the scenes and supportive. So those two, relationship-wise, would work. Although, when you're dating, you're like getting to meet people, it's always fun when two extroverts get together. It's a madness.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For the most part, it doesn't end too great, does it?
No.
It's not necessarily a
No.
super long-term match because both people are fighting for attention.
Yeah.
So I think if you're
Can
building a
attest to that.
relationship, it probably makes sense to have someone with an opposing energy.
So we've
to
got
an
the yin and
extent.
yang thing.
I think so. I think so.
Can definitely attest to that.
And yourself, Chris?
Similar to, oh God, I'm getting that queasy feeling again when I agree with Jimmy. I'm so sorry.
Why don't you like
Happened
agreeing
again.
with Jimmy?
Like 2 years ago, I felt this. It's really bad. Sorry. There has to be a balance. There definitely has to be a balance. You can't be too extroverted because that's not going to work for me because I'm quite a quiet person. But if you're so insular that, I always remember this line, which I won't quote literally, but a rapper said, "Please say something. I'm not a mind reader." Use the B word. And that's, you never want to be that. You never want to be looking at a person thinking, "My word, what is she thinking?"
Yeah. Is she
Have
thinking?
you ever had that? Because you're quite a soft-spoken.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
your date's really awkward if you go on with like a bookworm kind of.
Do you know what? I'm praying that no one ever watches this. That I've been. I pray you all, lots of people watch this, but no one that
This
I've ever.
is true, isn't
I
it?
always remember I went on this date with this very, very attractive woman. She was very bold in telling me that she found me attractive, and so I became.
Don't.
You just crumbled.
And the next day, God, I really hope she never watches this. But the next day, she actually called me and said, "Oh, you know, I had a really nice time with you, Chris, but we're not going to see each other again."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why? Because you were too.
When I explained this to a good friend of mine, she said to me, "Yeah, your problem, Chris, is you're such a man. You always want to lead, and when a woman leads, you don't know what to
Your
do with yourself.
masculinity's gone.
Right? You don't know.
Interesting.
Not as deep as that, I hope.
Okay.
But
No,
yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna
his
say
feet-
that.
his
It was
feet have moved
exactly,
for him.
exactly.
That's
It
fine.
was almost like, you know what? I'm gonna just be really honest with you about how I feel.
Yeah.
I've seen you out. I think you're
Yeah.
this. I think you're that. Now what?
Yeah. Okay.
And the most embarrassing part, please, Lord, don't let her be watching this. The most embarrassing part of the whole day. Wow. She says she wants to play pool. So we go to this pool place and and she starts playing pool and she's terrible. And I'm
She's
pretending,
not
and I was good enough then to be able to set you up so I could hit the ball in a certain way to make sure that she pots them nice and easy.
Yeah.
So after about 20 minutes, she's like, "Hold on a minute, Chris. I'm winning here, but I'm terrible. You're good at this." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I've played before."
Obviously.
So she says, "Okay, I'll stand up," because she says, "Chris, come over here and show me how to play." And she stays in this position.
Yeah.
She was amply sized.
I like that word.
What I did next, Ruben, I have to move away in case you slap me.
Was-
So imagine I'm her saying,
Show me how to play.
I went, "Okay, so what you do," I stayed exactly where I was.
Oh.
What you do is move your hips a bit. That's it. Yeah, almost there. Can I leave now?
So I'm not gonna
Yeah,
slap.
Yeah,
next
so
was
Chris-
building, and on that note, and on
Good
that
seeing
note,
you.
and on that
I'm not
note,
gonna
man
slap you for
talk.
that.